When you root for a 500 team, whether it's baseball, football, whatever the case may be, hockey, you have to understand that you're going to have weekends like the Mets just did. And this is not so much about the Mets, but any team in any sport that you follow that tries to back into the playoffs. When you find yourself come halfway through the season trying to get to the playoffs through the back door, through the last couple of seedings, you're going to have to understand a couple of realities. One, your team is okay, and you're going to hope they get hot in the playoffs and move on and do some incredible things you'll remember for a long, long time. Truth is, you're going to have weekends like this where you're going to not perform well. You're going to give away games. It doesn't matter what the team is. You know who your teams are, who are at the bottom of the playoff hunt. You're finding yourself at 500 or anything under 10 games over 500. So anywhere in that world, you're not very good. And the key to getting into the playoffs is going to be luck, but more than that, some players finally performing as they should. But the key is really going to be your manager, your coaching, stealing victories, keeping that pitcher in a little longer, taking that pitcher out but not panicking, who's in the pen, pinch hitter, pinch runner, tactical play. Here's where your head coaches, your managers make their money. When you have a team that is so-so, underperforming maybe, overperforming maybe, and you get them in the playoffs. See, when you're like a team like the Yankees, for example, and you can struggle in a month, but you have such a big lead, you're able to right the ship and get moving. When you're a 500 team, losing to teams like the Marlins, awful team. Losing to teams like the Angels, awful team. Fun to watch, awful team. But you lose to these teams, first off, credit to those teams for beating you. And second of all, you have to ask yourself why. So if you're going to try to make the playoffs, solidify a position, you have to figure this stuff out along the way. Mets, you threw away the weekend, you go play the Cardinals now, see what happens there. That's a team that always kind of struggles and then kind of gets into the playoffs by taking this philosophy. This is when your manager, your coaches, make the difference. Let's see what happens. Remember, your teams are 500 for a reason.